Hey guys, Vlogster42. I hope this finds everyone well. Winter has come to southwestern Alberta. She's about minus 20 out there and getting colder. So what we're going to do here is some exhaust pipes. We're going to show you on how to doing rough corroded exhaust pipes. This can carry through for armor, cars, airplanes, anything where you've got an exhaust. So the first thing we need to do, we need to give this a base coat of paint. And what we used here is the Vallejo model color, flat brown. It's 984 position 140. I really like this flat brown. It's an excellent paint for starting the rust. So we've got the basics down. Now we need a couple of different ways, how we're going to do this. So the way I'm going to do it, guys, we're going to use pastels. We're going to use pigments. And what I've got here is a Mig pigment. This is the 025 standard rust, as well as the 023 black smoke. Use these a lot. They're two good powders that you really want to keep around. So how are we going to get it on there to stay? A couple things you can do. You could use white glue. That works. Okay, so we need a way to fix the pigments to the pipes. You know what? You can use the old odorless paint thinner. That will work, although it doesn't hold a good texture. So what we're going to use today is the Liquix Matte Media. This is medium, dries flat. So all we need to do is you just decant a tiny little bit and use an older brush for this, guys. So in this case we're going to use one of these tester's brushes. So it's simply just to dab this on as much as you want, or as little as you want, depending on how much texture you want on it. Now remember, these BT7s, especially, know your vehicle. Diesel exhaust runs very hot, as does gas exhaust. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we've got that on. Now where it gets kind of messy. We get the standard rust on our brush and we just start working it in. Holy snap blocks, that's bright orange. Yeah, it is very bright to start with, but we will take steps to knock it down. Now you have to notice if you'll notice on some of these, on some of your MIG pigments, they'll ball up. You'll actually get large balls of pigment color. So you want to make sure you get rid of that. Okay. Now let's get her back into. See, that's why we put the brown base coat down. Now if you get a little bit on your screen, don't worry about it. See, there's one of those balls that I was talking about. You don't want those, you don't want that really big stuff on there. Okay, now we put that down. Now this is just the first coat, guys. We will do a little bit of work on this here. Oh boy, the old black is getting, these things are probably 10 years old or more. So we switch to the black now, just to get the tips. Right now that looks awfully stark and awfully harsh. If you're thinking that to yourself, like, dude, that doesn't look very good, just relax. Now what we want to do is take a little bit of dark mud which I forgot to mention earlier that you needed actually 3 pigments. You need the standard rust, the dark mud, and some matte media. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to let that dry. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to get the underneath, which is going to be really tough to do on camera, because you don't want all that harsh bright orange rust on there. But it's just that simple, guys, to do really. And you can take this, you can use this style if you want to do a heavy, burnt out, rusty tank, something that's been a junker for the cars. And it is honestly just that simple. Now if you want this to tone it down a bit, you can give it a really light wash of the flat brown. Try not to get a whole bunch of it onto your surface of your model. And there you go, guys. We're going to let that dry for at least 24 hours, and we'll come back and take a look at it tomorrow. So after these have dried off, you want to take a very small brush. This is the Tamiya HF. It's Tamiya code 87049. These are excellent brushes. And then you just want to take what I'm taking right now is I've got a Mig Dark Wash. Any type of a dark wash, you just want to put a few little dots here and there all over, just to give it a little bit of color. And we're also going to take, this is the brown wash by Mig as well. We're going to use that same thing. We're just going to take a few little dots here and there like this, just to give this a little bit more texture. Okay, now we're going to let that flash off. So now what we're going to do is we want to get these ends sooted right up. As you can see, we lost a little bit of, we lost some the color that we had on there. So we're just going to take that and we're going to go a little bit heavier on it. We're going to put a little bit on there like that. Now another thing that I used to do is I use white glue and baking soda. Baking soda has a really nice fine crystal to it, and it works really well for doing rust. Okay, so we're going to add just a little bit more of the rust texture on here. One thing I don't like about this, some of these Mig pigments, after they've sat a while, for whatever reason they turn into these, they lose this soft texture and they get these great big balls, like I said earlier. So now we just want to see if we get that really harsh black line there. We just want to just kind of bring our rust back a bit more. Like, you can do this as much as you want, eh? It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong at this point. It is just what it is. So I'm going to add a little bit more, more depth to it here. And we're going to add brick dust, which just has a tiny little pink pigment to it. And so sometimes if you look at exhaust, they'll have this slightly, sometimes they'll have a little pink tone to it. Now that looks kind of heavy, but what we're going to do is we're just going to get this on here like this, and we're going to let it dry again, and if it's a little bit too much, we'll just knock it back down with a little bit, a little wash, a little brown wash, a little black wash. But that, guys, is how you build up a deep rusty exhaust pipe. Like I said, anybody can use this. You can use this on car models, on exhaust. You can use this on body panels for heavily rusted body panels. You can use it on airplane exhaust. You can use it on armor exhaust, tank exhaust, whatever. But there you have it, guys. A quick and easy, very quick and easy method of throwing some rust on your exhaust pipes. Okay, guys, once again, thanks very much for watching. I really appreciate your the subscribers I've got. I'm pushing on to just about 3,000 subscribers. I'd love to hit 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. That might be a little ambitious, but my goal is about 12 to 15,000 subscribers is where I want to be. I've got a ways to go, but I'm going to have to keep putting out some content, and as long as you guys watch, I'll be putting out the content. Take care, guys. Later.